Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the KB Money Show. This is Keon Barney, and I'm with.
KB.
So today we're going to talk to you about the topic of budget busters. And what we mean when we say that is things that can poke a hole in your budget that you might not have accounted for. We all are guilty of those things. We all have our guilty pleasures or just things that you didn't plan for because life doesn't always go 100% expected. So me and Ken bring two different perspectives. I'm 22, fresh out of college. He's more seasoned. He's been working in the corporate America for 10 plus years. So we both have different experiences when it comes to budgeting. So I guess I'll kick it over to you, Ken. I want to know what have been some things that you've noticed that no matter how carefully you plan out your budget, maybe in the beginning, what's something that always snuck up on you?
Definitely something that snuck up on me was socializing or dating on the budget. You can kind of mix it in between because some of it just might be hanging out with friends or, something in that space. So, and you kind of torn because you want to stick with your budget, but you also want to hang out. And so it's like, and of course, it's not like an either or. So like but then sometimes the people that you want to hang out with, the type of things that they want to get into, you like, man, I want to hang out with y'all, but I don't know if I want to do that. And it's not because I'm so cheap, but it's like I got a budget that I'm sticking to. I want to hang, but like every time, do it need to be, this crazy expensive restaurant when we could just go kick it and just hang out? Like you come by the crib, or we come by your crib, and we just hang out, do a game night, and like trying to figure out like the balance of that. And so just kind of process through some of those things, but then heck, so I'll leave it there. But that's kind of one of the things that I think about that can, if you're not careful, you get caught up in a moment before you know it, you done hung out, y'all having a great time, you're ordering multiple glasses of wine, you ordering when I used to, I don't eat steaks anymore, but like if you're doing like you end up getting like some maybe your friend ordered some wagyu steak or something, and then you like, shoot, man, I want to try it. And then you tried it, then before you know it, got a $1,500 bill. You like, that was not what we intended that to happen. We had a great time, but it was like, ooh, wow, okay. So in that, before you know it, you done busted your budget, right? And so, so that's kind of one example from my experience. Just kind of thinking off the cuff. It's so easy for it to happen if you're not mindful and intentional with your budget. And I think you can definitely set yourself up to be able to do both, like maintain like your discipline within your budget, but then also being able to hang out and with your friends and things of that nature. And then sometimes you just got to know, like, no, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing that. I'm cool. I'll catch up with y'all later, because you just don't want to do that. Because the worst thing is to bust your budget, and it wasn't even something you wanted to do. Like
Mm,
that part is like, at least if you're gonna bust your budget, which I'm not encouraging, at least make sure it's on something you want to do.
right.
But I'll kick it to you and get your perspective. So now you've gotten a millennial perspective, older millennial perspective, and then we'll get your perspective.
Man, I agree. I'd say something where I really saw that a lot was in college. And I was in a bit of a unique situation. But I'm sure this is true for a lot of college campuses. I was a part of a community. They call it Figly. They probably call it different things on different campuses. I've heard some call it Fly. But basically, it stands for first gen low income. You're part of the first
Mm-hmm.
generation of your family to go to college, and you're considered low income. And so I also attended an Ivy League school where I forget the statistics, but it's like it's crazy wealth. You could mess around and be there with like the Trump nephew or something like that, or one of the current president has a granddaughter that went there. So I'm gonna just say it like that. It's
Yeah.
real money walking around on campus. So even just those are the extreme examples, but just on the average, like on the average, there's a lot of students that their parents are paying the full tuition versus the contrast. Many of the people that's first gen low income, they're on like a full scholarship. They're not paying a dime to go, or if they're paying, it's maybe 5,000, 10,000 versus a full 80,000 to go every year. So I say that to say those are people that exist in two different communities. So they have very
Oh
different
wow. Yeah.
activities that they like to do. So you have to be careful
Yeah.
because you'll mess around and get invited to an activity and they're just like it's something that's normal for them where it's like, oh, we just regular Wednesday, we about to go to Fogo de Chao, or we about to go to
Right.
we about to go to some random steakhouse and just drop 200 because it's just normal for them. They just do that. And but you have to be mindful not to get sucked up into it or feel like you got to be peer pressured to go. Like, man, come on, Keon, man, Keon, we rock with you, man. Come on,
Yeah.
you gotta go, man. Come on, man, ain't gonna be the same
Yeah.
without you. Um,
Yeah.
even that's the extreme example, but just even on a lower level, you have friends that they just it seems like they're hanging out every single night or partying every single weekend, going out. A majority of them aren't sitting down looking at a budget and saying, "Can I afford this?" or "Should I be doing this?" No, they're just in college having fun. There's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
but you have to be mindful of what you have going on and what your financial situation looks like, what makes sense for you. So you have to be comfortable with saying, "Nah, I'm cool. I'll catch y'all on the next one," or you know what, y'all take pictures. Let me know how it is, because I don't let me stop the party. But you'll definitely go broke trying to keep up with the Joneses, especially if, like I said, if you're on a campus where it's just a lot of wealth. You gotta know your role and know your place. Don't overstep where you are. You don't have to fake it. You know, and people respect that.
Yeah.
And whether or not they respect it, you at least be able to respect yourself and knowing that you stand on what you believe in and where you are in life. You're not trying to front because your time will come, but you're gonna heavily delay your time if you trying to ball with them right here and now.
Yeah. So so what would you say the takeaway for this particular episode as we come into a close? I mean that was, great. I didn't even think about, I guess because I didn't, the school I went to, like it, maybe it was people around, but not like what you're talking about. Like, no, they didn't really, I didn't really see wealth like that. So I didn't even think about that experience. So like, what would you say, as closing, like the takeaway? Like I know we shared both of our experiences. So what would you say the takeaway for this video would be, as we close?
I'd say the takeaway is just be realistic with yourself, set your own standard. Don't feel like you have to live up to someone else's standard or go with the flow, go with the crowd, do something because they're doing it. Just appreciate where you are right now in life and work towards getting to the next level. Don't look up and see what they're doing and start hating because they're on their own journey. You know, you have to just stick to your own race. Don't be like the tortoise in the hare. Don't be trying to go too fast and burn out. I share a quick little story. I think I remember I told you about this one day. I was just on campus and I just overheard, you hear a lot of crazy stuff on the Ivy League campus, but I was just overheard a phone conversation. They're like, man, I I blew through I get a $200 daily allowance for dinner. I done blew through it already. I don't know what else I'm gonna eat today. I was like, dang, like that's what are you even eating for $200? Like you going crazy. And so it's easy because it's a culture shock. That's what I'm saying. It's a culture shock to hear stuff like that. But you can't allow it to make you, because I've seen a lot of people hear stuff like that and they get like they get bitter. You know what I'm saying? Or they become, I don't want to say haters, but they're like, man, they should be doing XYZ with the money. But don't concern yourself with other people's money. Don't pocket watch. Every second you spend watching someone else's pockets, that's your pockets is being abandoned and ignored. So focus on your own, stay on your own track, and just stay down and be humble. That's why I leave it at.
So don't. So the takeaway on this one is don't be pocket watching. Otherwise, your pockets will be abandoned. Got it.
That's it.
Well, until the next episode, we will catch y'all later. Hope y'all got some value from this video, and look forward to more content coming soon. Later.